Hi, I'm Justin Thames, Director of Governmental Affairs for the Florida Institute of CPAs, and welcome to Impact Report, your update on all things impacting the CPA profession here in Tallahassee. So we are just now wrapping up week 6 of the legislative session, and there's been a lot of activity, a lot of things moving forward, and some things not moving at all. You know, we talked a little bit about the tax package last week. We saw that both of those proposals were debated and discussed in the House Ways and Means and the Senate Finance and Tax this week. Now they'll formally move forward on the House floor and the Senate floor. Very similar to the proposals that we outlined last week. You're still going to see a major reduction in almost 0.5% of the communication services tax, and then really only 0.1% in the business rent tax. A lot of your normal characters in this play. You've got the back to school sales tax reduction or holiday and the disaster preparedness holiday that are in there. You know, the House actually has some additional provisions that have been added into their proposal. That may be part of the negotiation that we see between the two bodies moving forward. In particular, you're seeing on the House side, they've added some language on the use of tourist development taxes so that they could be used for septic tank remediation. So that could be something that will come into play during the negotiation process. We'll keep you posted on the tax package as it moves forward. We also saw the annual piggyback bill pass out of the House Ways and Means Committee and the Senate Finance and Tax. That's going to be just a straight up adoption of the federal tax code this year. We're not going to see a lot of additional provisions in that. Now, moving towards the deregulation issues that we've been following, we still see both the dereg bills on the House and Senate have passed their final committee stops. They're going to be headed to the floor. On the Senate side, they finally have kind of reached an agreement with all the interested parties. So that traditional dereg bill that we've talked about probably for the last 2 years now is finally going to have a final vote. More than likely will pass. It seems that everybody has kind of gotten their issues worked out. As you remember, that from the CPA side of things, minimal impact of the profession really only impacts licensure by endorsement. So that bill's moving forward. We've seen on the Senate side the sunset review legislation that we talked about early on in session has started to move on the Senate side. Initially, we saw that legislation move on the House side pretty quickly. As you recall, that particularly impacts us really in 2023, where the profession will have to undergo a review process from the legislature. And as I said before, the bill sponsors already made it known to us that we're really not targeting the CPA profession in particular, but that we think it'll be a good opportunity for us to showcase all the good regulatory work that we've done over the last couple of years. That's kind of a quick rundown of the major issues that we're following this week and the action that's been taking place. We're also going to be meeting with the blockchain task force tomorrow. We have one of our blockchain experts that's going to be with us tomorrow and present in front of the task force. So that'll be a great opportunity for us to highlight some of the work from the profession side in the blockchain space. And so we'll be back next week to give you a full update on what happened in week 7. If you have any questions or concerns about any legislation that you see, feel free to email us at govaffairs@ficpa.org. As always, thank you so much for your support, and we'll talk to you next week.